Ladles and jelly spoons, welcome back to Badgerworks. Today, this. I'm not here on my own today, I've got someone with me. I've got my daughter. Say hello, Katie.
Hello, Katie.
Always the comedian. Right, now, what is it you wanted to make?
A tent.
A tent. Right, so she asked me to 3D print a tent, but as you can hear, probably the 3D printer is already running in the background, doing something else. So we are going to make a tent. Now this is based on a design which I can't for the life of me remember where I got it from. I think it might have been the Terrain Tutor, but anyway. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to make one out of these. Now these are baby wipes. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a frame and we're going to put that over the top, and then we're going to make a tent out of it. So what we need to do first is make a template for the frame of the tent. Now, how big do you want your tent to be?
Yay big.
Yay big.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I'll tell you what, we'll just go. What's it for?
So little tiny people about this big.
Little tiny people, so about an inch.
Yeah.
Right, okay, well let's do it kind of, let's go for a kind of Wargaming scale. I think it's probably near enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a little template. So what we'll do, actually I'll do it this way because it'll be a lot easier. So we'll say 2 inches across, like that, and then we'll go up. I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll just go up one line, that's probably the easiest thing, like that. And we'll do the same at this end. Right, then we measure the middle of that line, which is 2 inches, so half of 2 is?
1.
1, good. So let's go up a little bit higher. So we've got the line, and we'll measure across there like that, and then we'll go from there to there, and then we'll go from there to there. That looks like the end of a tent, doesn't it? Yeah. Or do you want it a bit taller?
Yeah, it's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Make it taller if you want. See, what we could do is go like that, and then go like, that. Is that better?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So what we need now is this. This is baling wire. Marvellous stuff. And we'll get a piece of this, roughly the right length, which is going to be about that long. In fact, we're going to want a couple of these. So let me just straighten that out a bit, and I'll use that to do that. Right, now what we're going to do is we'll put that on there like that, and then we'll bend it so that it follows that template. That's about right. And then we bend it there to give us our sides. So that's like that, and then we'll do the same on this side, like that, and that gives us one end. And then we take this other bit and we do the same again. It's actually better to do this with a couple of pairs of pliers so you get a tighter bend, but it's alright. That goes like that. We bend that there like that. That wants a bit more. Like that. And then that goes there like that. Right, and then we've got two of those. Same, you see. Now I'm going to cut these off, but I'm going to cut them a little bit long, a bit longer than they need to be, and I'll show you why in a minute. So we'll cut those off about there, like that, and then we'll cut these two off this side about the same, like that. And there we've got our two ends of a tent. Right, now next bit is going to be really clever, so wait 1 second. Right, so after a bit of drill work and a bit on the saw, we've got a piece of wood. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this and put that in there like that, and in there like that. Right. Right, you put that end in the other end. That's it, well done. Excellent work. Now we'll put a little bit of super glue on here, like that. Nice dab of that. Probably far too much, but it doesn't matter. And then we get some super glue activator, and I'll do that over here so we don't get covered in it. We spray that on there like that, and that will cure that super glue. Right, and now what we do is we take our baby wipe. Let's move this out of the way for a minute. And we drape it over the top. Now what we might need to do, and what I think would actually be a very good idea to do, is put a piece of this wire across there. So let's cut a piece of this off. Make sure it's somewhere near straight. And then we'll put that like that. Put that there. And we'll put drop super glue on there. And a drop of super glue on there. Like that. And then spray that, hold it for a second, give it a chance to cure. Like that. And then I'll just trim this end off. Like that. That's better, it's more like it. Right, now we take this and we drape it artfully over the top. Like so. So we want to get it down to the edge. Like that. And then somewhere like that. And we want a little bit extra on each end, because what we're going to do is we're going to roll it over like that. You see, to hide the wire. So now what we need is scenery glue. So right, go and get the scenery glue. The scenery glue is, where is the scenery glue? Oh, on the top shelf there. The cup with the white stuff in. At the top, that, yeah. Right, fetch that. Right, this is scenery glue. You've seen me use this before. Get a pipette out of the bucket behind you. In there. One of those. And we need a pair of scissors. There's some scissors on there. Blue handles. They'll do. Right, so what we'll do is we'll just cut this roughly to start with. We'll cut it oversize so that we've got plenty. So we'll go about there. Right, and then we'll go about there. Now obviously we could do this with a lot more care, but we're doing this quick because someone's impatient, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, and then we fold that round like that, and I think what we'll do is we'll fold that and we'll fold that. And I think, shall we try something daring?
Depends, what is it?
Shall we try and glue it with super glue and see if we can stick our fingers together? Why don't you put your hands behind your back? What's wrong with you?
You
Right.
do that then.
So what we'll do is we'll just go. We'll just put a little bit down like that. And this is more just to kind of hold it in place. And hopefully I won't stick my fingers to it. So that's that. So let's give it a spritz of this. And we'll let that dry for a second. I just realised, that's moved again, isn't it? Why does that keep twisting like that? It's a useless thing. Right, anyway, I'll just put some super glue on that and a bit of accelerant. Oh, that's dry already, I think. Right, and then what we'll do is we'll come down this side and do the same thing, and hopefully the camera will decide to play ball this time and actually show what we're doing instead of go wandering off doing its own thing. So we'll put that round like that and that round like that.
Going up again.
Oh god, it isn't it? What if I just hold it like that? Right, and then we get a bit of super glue, and what we do is we go down here like that and like that. Make sure that's touching. Bit of accelerant. Like that. Right, that's not looking too bad. What I'll do is just cut off that excess. Now, where's my knife? Ah. This thing's useless. I don't know why it's doing it. Right, I'll tell you what I'll do. Hang on, let me. Right, sorry about that. A few camera troubles using a different stand to what I normally use. Okay, so that's all dry. So now we'll come in and we'll cut along here like this. Like that. I'll just snip that excess off with a pair of scissors. Like that. Tuck that inside. Like that, you see. Now what we do is we use this bit to sop up the mess, because there's going to be mess. And now what we need to do is get this scenery glue, and we get some of that and we just drip it over it like that, you see. Right, you can do the other side. So just run it along the top, just along this side. Get some in the thing. That's enough. You just kind of drip it along this side of the top, so that it runs down this side. That's it. Basically, you want to soak the material in the stuff. Right, get a bit down here as well, just a little bit, because it will run down and soak in. Right, let's have a look. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. A bit there, a bit there, a bit there. Make sure that's got some on that side, which it has. A little bit on the inside as well, just to get any bits that we missed. Now we just got to leave that to dry.
How long will that take?
Well, we'll get the hairdryer on it. Right, well, after about 10 minutes with the hairdryer, that's dry. It's gone nice and hard now. The other child has turned up as well. Say hello, Michael.
Hello, Michael.
Anybody want to buy a couple of kids? Right, so we're going to paint this quickly. The reason we're doing this in such a rush is, why are we doing this in such a rush?
Because I want to use it.
Because you want to play with it now, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So
everything has to be quick.
yeah, doesn't it just? So we're going to do some grass green for the base, and this is one I bought a little while ago actually, and it's, oh, focus, come on, string-like. I'm not quite sure how that's a colour, but apparently it is. So we're going to use, so what we're going to do, you can paint this, because then when it goes wrong, it's your fault. So I'll put a dab of that in there. That should be way more than enough. And I would suggest you use that brush. Try not to get it all over the sides of the thing if you can.
Okay.
Go on then, get on with it. You need to get all inside it. Don't worry too much about the bottom, but do the sides. Here, do it on that so that we don't get paint everywhere. Because that's just a bit of paper. We can get rid of that afterwards. In fact, you can even put that on it. Right, paint. You can pick it up and do it if you want.
Okay. Which bit do I paint?
Well, all the inside and down the sides. That's it. Doesn't matter if you get a little bit on there, but if we have more time, I'd put all like static grass around it and all that kind of stuff as well. But
Thought you'd say that.
And you'll be moaning afterwards that you have to wait for the paint to dry. I might make you watch it. Because there's nothing as exciting as watching paint dry. Right, get down the sides as well. Do the inside. Right, look, when you're painting wood, you want to go with the grain. So you see the way the grain of the wood is going? So what you want to do is try and reach in about as far in as you can get. And do it like that, you see, and go with the grain, because then it will go in and you don't have to jam the brush into all the
Cracks and crevices?
yeah. Right, don't push the brush in, but always pull it. Because the thing is, if you push it, you end up pushing the paint up into the end of the bristles like that. Doesn't matter, but right, let's see how you got on. Right, doesn't look too bad. You going around the edges?
Ooh.
Well, job's worth doing. You want some more paint on the brush, you're better off hold. No, look here, because that's got like an open grain. So give us here, I'll show you. Just go like that. Because you want to put the paint on fairly thick with this, because it will soak into the grain. Right, go across it. In this case, you want to go across, because you want to kind of push the paint into the nooks and crannies of the wood. Right, that'll do. Turn it around, do the front or back, or whichever way around it is.
Nice.
Tent looks like it's listening to port a little bit. Come on, keep it under the camera. What kind of a YouTuber are you?
I'm not.
No, I know. Right, well, I think you've done a fairly good job of that. You could probably do with a couple of coats of paint, but it'll do. Right, so now let's just put that. Stop. So now we'll go for our string-like. Really?
That's a colour.
Yes, apparently.
According to PBO, it is. Yeah. Oh, that's runny. Oh, interesting. Okay, right. Now, so what I would suggest you do here, because obviously the thing's all covered in wet paint, is hold it one side like that and paint it, and then we might have to dry it out before you put. You do like to daub the brush in the paint, do you? What have I told you about putting paint on things? Tip of the brush, not just daub the whole thing in. You're not 5. We're not finger painting. Right, if I was you, look, let me just show you quickly. What I would suggest you do here, because you've got all that wet green paint at the bottom, which we really should have waited to dry, but we're not going to, because someone's in a hurry.
Yes,
so what you
really
do,
is.
basically just go like that from the bottom. Why is there green paint on that? Because someone daubed it in the green paint.
I don't think I did.
I'm pretty sure you did, because it wasn't me. Right, just go like that and do the bottom first. That was me, but I can get rid of that. And then when you come, and then you can go up the top, and you can just be a bit kind of more slapdash with it.
That what?
Slapdash. What are you muttering about, you weirdo? Under the camera.
I'm muttering about how this looks like scaffolding.
Well, that's why I'm keeping them. I've got a big box of them over there, look.
Oh. Okay. I was thinking of a diorama or something that could be done with those.
So why is keeping him?
Right, you can put that on fairly thick because you want it to soak into the material. You don't have to put it on a foot thick.
Why not?
Because we're not actually waterproofing this tent, because you're not actually going to be sleeping in it. No.
Father,
What?
could you get a car, like a model car about that big? Or, like, make one?
Why?
Because I was thinking, those two together, they look like a scaffolding thing, don't they?
Right, and?
Yeah, and then they've got the other little bits and stuff. I thought do like a very small, because of the small pieces, do like a little tiny, like Mad Max sort of diorama. Like some scaffolding of a building that was never built properly.
Oh, you could do. It's like I say, you use them for anything. Right, try and get round the front of these bits as well.
So
We won't do the inside because you won't be able to see it very well. But
that's a good idea for a diorama. So I think I'll just leave those to the drone.
right now, because we've got paint all over everything, go
I
and
mean, the 3D printer probably wouldn't be.
go and stick that under the hairdryer for a minute. Alright, let's have a look. Give us that. Alright, that's not bad. Right, there you go. It looks like a tent, doesn't it? Right, we'll just dry this off. Just to hold it like that, because the green's almost dry, so just don't squeeze it too hard. Right, so here is our finished article. I think you've done quite a good job on that, all things considered. Happy with it?
Mildly content.
Right, okay, well, there you go. That's a very quick and dirty tent to give us something to play with. So, yeah, that's all really. Just a quick one. Stop laughing at the back. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Say goodbye, Katie.
Bye, Katie.
Say goodbye, Michael.
Goodbye, Michael.
Alright, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.